Hi, my name is Barry Crampton. Today I'm going to show you around our Land Rover Discovery, then take you for driving it, but first I'll tell you a little bit more about it. When I say show you around, not so much today. It's a foul day. I'm not getting out of this car. So, it's a Discovery 4 3 litre SD V6 GS. 2012 on a 62 plate, 2 owners, from new, has done 88,597 miles. Fuel economy, urban is 28.8, extra urban is 34.9, combined is 32.1, 0 to 60 time of 8.8 seconds, top speed of 112 miles per hour out of a 255 brake horsepower 24 valve engine. Road tax, 6 months is £305.25 and 12 months is £555. It's MOT'd until the 5th of October 2020 and it was last serviced on the 5th of the 7th 2019. Now the service history, let me just take you through it and explain a little bit about it. Let's just get back to the beginning here. Proper service book, which I always like to see, as everybody who regularly watches will know by now. 24th of 10th 2013, 12,186, that's Kentdale Land Rover. 4th of 12th 2014, 22,440 miles at again Kentdale Land Rover. 12th of the 1st 2016, 37,229, Kentdale Land Rover. 12th of the 6th 2017, 52,701 miles, Kentdale Land Rover. 2nd of the 7th 2018 at 67,401, Lancaster's Garage. 5th of the 7th 2019 at 82,793 miles, Lancaster's Garage, and the disc and pads and inlet manifolds were done. Now the reason these two services aren't stamped is that the person who owned Lancaster's Garage, this was his car. We rang him up with no evidence of the service history since it was last done in 2017. We rang him up and he assured us he had a Land Rover warranty and he serviced it religiously every year, told us the dates when it was serviced, and used genuine Land Rover parts as per the Land Rover warranty. He also said, which was very pleasing to hear, that this car was better than the new one that he'd bought. He really looked after it and it was a great car. And it's a shame it's raining so hard today, really, because I would like to show you around the outside properly, and also the inside. It's silver metallic, it's got cloth seats, and I honestly prefer, I do prefer sitting on cloth seats. It's far better than leather, and these days with everybody moaning about having vegan leather or whatever, you're best just forgetting about leather completely and getting cloth. Let's all go back to cloth. Well, we all know where we stand then, and then also people like me know whether it's proper leather or whether it's Artico leather or it's pleather or MB Lex as they used to call it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's superb. This has got 7 seats. You're going to have to take my word for it, because I am not getting out of this car today until I get back to the garage. I'll just show you how to put the back seats down in this Land Rover Discovery. It's quite a stretch, really. Lean in, pull the seat up like so, push down at the bottom. Same again over here. Push down at the bottom, pull the headrests up like so. Then round here, bit ungainly. Pull that back. That's it. Same again. Like so. Down with the headrest. Down with that one too. There you go. But this 7 seats, it's a nice big vehicle. Feel very, very safe in it. I prefer this shape to the newer shape. Having said that, I prefer the previous shape to this shape. So but you can't see the outside when you're sat inside driving, and it is lovely. And despite it being a massive car, or you would think it's a big car, here we go, just 2 keys for it. So remote lock-in, and then we've got keyless go. And just as I'm about to go, cyclist comes up behind me. Still, I don't envy him. Let's see what we've got. Just could do with going down a bit. That's height and reach adjustable steering wheel. We've got electric door mirrors, but as I was saying before, this is a pretty narrow road. Turn that down a bit. Yeah, it's a pretty narrow road. So try not to fail by touching the curb. We have reversing sensors. There you go. It's got a fantastic lock on it, so you can turn it round on a sixpence, even though it turns round in smaller spaces than a lot of little saloon cars. So it does have, as I say, it does have a great lock. There's all good tyres on it, and honestly, weather like today, there's nothing I'd rather be in than a Land Rover Discovery. They do seem to be so much better to me than other 4-wheel drives. So much nicer to drive, nicer than an M-Class, certainly nicer than a BMW X5, although I probably shouldn't say that as we've got one coming in next week. And there's loads of old ones knocking about, and when I say old, I'm talking like 40, 50 and 60-year-old Defenders. And probably the reason there are so many old ones knocking about is that they were made for going off-road. They were made for farmers, really, for towing stuff, for going over fields. And when you get something that's not being used, you buy something heavy duty and then use it on light duty, it will just last you forever. Our YouTube channel is very, very popular, and we get lots of people saying, I'd never buy a Land Rover, you know, too much goes wrong with them. Well, our primary goal at Grosvenor Garage is to make some money. If they kept going wrong, we sell them, and we have to put a warranty on them. You know, we have to look after them, stand behind them. If they kept going wrong, we wouldn't buy them because we wouldn't make any money. So all that's absolute rubbish. And kind of as an example, I've got a motorbike leather jacket and I bought it 20 years ago, and it's like brand new. And the reason it's like brand new is I sold my motorbike shortly afterwards, and I've never used it on a motorbike in this sort of weather. And it's like, but it's a heavy duty coat, and it's lasted, as I say, it's like brand new. And that's the same with these Land Rovers. I might be going on a little bit, but they're made for going off-road, bouncing up and down, wheels off the ground and so on, dragging big trailers. And when you don't do stuff like that, then it's effortless for them. See, this person in front, they're in a little Toyota Aygo, and they're all over the road. It's a small, look at it. It's the smallest car on the road virtually, and I think he might be drunk. But here we're going in this, and it's just effortless. It's horrible outside, it's windy, it's lashing down, and I really would not think twice about jumping in this weather and going anywhere. Oh dear me, that person should not be driving. I think the safest place is behind this chap. Although it doesn't really matter, because whatever happens, if you run into us, he'd just bounce off. It's so. I really love these cars. I really love them. They're fantastic. We've got paddle shift on the steering wheel. It's of course automatic. Nice big thick door cards here. Big centre armrest. And you just loads of leg room, loads of space between the steering wheel and your knees. A bit late there, right? Audi driver. What can you expect? You've got your climate control here, heated seats, which we've got on today. It's got the gear selector, which I like. It's also got a couple of other things added on, like this sort of carbon fibre trim around the gear selector on the electronic handbrake. I noticed it says Discovery on the sills with the carbon fibre sort of weave. Nice big thick padded dashboard. And there's a new shape Discovery in front, Discovery Sport. So it's like the old Freelander, a little bit smaller than a proper Discovery. But you know, if that Aygo that was in front of us before had gone through that puddle, it'd have been all over the flipping road. In this, you just straight through it, and probably waist high in water too. You can still go through. They're just fabulous. Lovely gearbox, very smooth. You can change over to sport and use the paddle shift, or use the paddle shift as you want there. Command shift selected. We'll just slow down here again, using the engine braking and the paddle shift to slow down. It doesn't have sat nav, however it's got Bluetooth hands-free and also Bluetooth audio streaming. Just turn that down. And for a big 2-ton vehicle, this engine just pulls you away effortlessly. Got room in there. We've got cup holders here. We're nice and high up. I'll take you down the motorway. And the best thing about being on the motorway in these, especially if you've got your family in, the 7 seats, the kids in the back, you just sit nicely above everybody else's spray. They're in yours, but you're above theirs. And you always notice when you're in a Land Rover or a Range Rover on the motorway, and you see people slowing down as they're approaching spray, and you just kind of drive through it. So we'll just try and get up to 70 if it is safe there. 70. One touch cruise, 70 miles an hour. Don't think we're in top there actually. Just change into 8th there. 1600 rev, 70 miles an hour, nice and quiet. As you can see here, as we go passing, that vehicle in front, that people carrier, slowed down when they got up to the transporter. And I know the reason he slowed down, even though he's a bit higher off the ground, the reason he slowed down is he would have been in all the spray off those wheels, and we're not. If you like your family and you want them to be safe, then I don't think there's a better car. They're not something you jump in and we'll just see these people here pulling out, and you can almost bet yeah, there you go. Land Rover drivers don't do stuff like that, and even Jaguar drivers in front, nice and sedate, nowhere to go, all day to get there, and they're not going to cause a crash by doing something stupid like a BMW driver or it's a different way. It's a different way of driving, and it's just very, very pleasant no matter what the weather is like outside. I mean, it's even better in the summer. Here you go. Now I hemmed in with the spray off the CW Berries wagon in front, and this transporter, you can probably see down there all the spray coming off. If I was sat down here, perhaps a bit higher up, then right now I'd be double sixed. I wouldn't be able to see anything, and I'd be braking. But not a problem. Let's just see if auxiliary, if there's anything, if my phone is playing. Yeah, there you go. Can't play it for too long or else it'll be copyrighted. But that's my phone playing through the system. You just have to click auxiliary a couple of times once your phone's paired. There's line in and then Bluetooth audio streaming. No vibrations through the steering wheel. Another thing I've noticed as well with BMs, Mercedes and Audis, with all the potholes these days and all the speed bumps, we tend to get a lot of cars with buckled wheels or buckled rims, and it's like driving in Fred Flintstone's car, or on Threepenny Bits. But you don't seem to get the same with Land Rovers, and I just think that perhaps the build quality isn't any better, but the stuff they built out of, that seems to be. There's the phone switch. You can see the Bluetooth hands-free there. No indication. Worst roundabout in the whole world, this. Front wipers working fine. Yeah, back wipers good too. Squirty things. Everything working fine. As I say, you just, it's quite a smooth stretch of road here, but it just floats over it. The cloth seats are very, very comfortable. I think, yeah, we've got lumbar support there as well. It's not electric, it's a wheel. This is the Discovery's environment. I think perhaps the Range Rover Sport is more of a fashion statement than a vehicle that people use for going off-road or doing heavy duty work. And this is the, we'll just go, oops. I just remembered this vehicle has just been cleaned. There. And from the smell coming through the vents, the farmers have been out doing stuff on the road, so I dare say the road further down will be a bit muddy as well. I'm using a Mercedes GLC at the moment. Normally I'd use one of these, but this wasn't in. One of these, a Land Rover or a Range Rover. It's not as economical as the GLC, but we've also got side steps, which I forgot to tell you about, and it's got black wheels. It looks really good. It's a very, very nice car. I think we've got black badges as well. Rear privacy glass. And I'll just show you how to pair a mobile and also delete a mobile from the Bluetooth system in this vehicle. It's not the one that you would normally get, so it's quite a rare one, and but it should be easy enough to do. Really, I could probably do with coming down here in a normal car and then coming down in a Land Rover, because these bumps on this road are horrendous, really, really bad. There's a Range Rover Evoque in front of us there, and they're doing okay, but this, again, that's kind of a fashion accessory. This is a proper car. I can highly recommend it. It's another great car we've got in at Grosvenor Garage. Hopefully it won't take too long to sell. A couple of other good points: split tailgate, you can lift the top up and just load your shopping in. If you need to load anything big or get your dog in, the bottom third will fold down. Again, the tailgate, as I was saying before, it's a lot more substantial than you would find in most for most of your other four-wheel drives. You can sit on the tailgate and it's going to take your weight. It's a really, really well built vehicle, and there's also plenty of luggage space, and you can also fold the 7 seats up. Hopefully, I was hoping it would stop raining so I could go back and film the other bits, but it looks like it's in for the day, if not the week. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.